Bandidos, it's a big day. That's right. It's Tuesday, September 27th, and it's not your average vendor reset day. Nope. No, the devs have given us title update 16.1, and with it, a bunch of fixes that are highly anticipated. And for me, it feels like Season 10 has finally actually arrived. Let's get into it. Bandido's title update 16.1 has finally arrived, and I'm excited to go through all the patch notes with you and take a look at some of the fixes and the highly anticipated Picaro's holster that's finally arrived. Well, sort of. Hey, you're probably noticing this really cool gun that I'm holding. That's actually the ACR and the skin that we were supposed to get back in title update 16, but there were some bugs. Bugs just like this have been sort of holding us back from enjoying Season 10 to its full extent. There's a big old list of bugs, and some of them are being addressed in this video because of title update 16.1. So let's get to it. Let's start off by taking a look at this highly anticipated holster. Well, some of you guys have been using it in builds. For the most part, I've been sitting on this holster because its real intent is to give us 2 cores, and it's finally doing that. But it's limited. It's not quite where it's supposed to be. But as you can see here, the Brazos set was delivered to us as part of Season 10, and it gives us skill haste, a skill tier, mag size. But it comes normally with the blue core. I've rolled this to a skill tier, and now we have a crit chance and then a 15% weapon damage, which is basically making this a 2-core holster. Okay, so you got the 15% weapon damage down there. Now, before it had 20% weapon damage, it had a single core that was perfect at 20% weapon damage, and then you had 2 attributes. Now there's only 1 attribute. The 50% weapon damage is just stuck like that. You can't change it, but you can change the main core. Let's go take a quick look at that. And then we're gonna take a look at the known issues board as well as the patch notes. But I just want to start off with this one because I think it's the sort of the biggest piece. Okay, so let's go to the recal center here. And so I'm gonna grab this holster, but let's pull up the known issues. Okay, so let's click on this holster. Look, so following the PTS phase 2 feedback, we removed the 20% weapon damage perfect core attribute. So that's what it used to have until today, and 2 random attribute rolls. Instead, the holster will now have a blue core attribute, which can be changed, listen to this, to a red or yellow core. So that's the detail I want you to focus in on. A perfect attribute of 50% weapon damage and 1 random attribute. So as you can see, let me hide this now. Okay, so as you can see, we got the weapon damage attribute. We got crit chance on this one. Okay, so I'm gonna change that skill tier. Look, there's no red core option. It's only allowed me to change it to armor. So I'm gonna re-roll it to armor and see if that gives us another option afterwards. And now let's try to change it back to red core. Nope, it's just a skill tier. So that's somewhat limiting and sort of disappointing. So they gave it to us. It's like, what? Did you guys not check this? Are you guys only checking on? I want to know, does this work for anybody? Can anybody put a red core on their Picaro's holster? Let me know. So for a lot of builds, this isn't gonna hold you back. You can work around this. I just can tell you that right now, right? So you can work around this. You can, like, if you're gonna make a hybrid build, you can put your red core on a different piece or your armor core on a different piece. But if you're gonna make an all red build, like use your contractors and your foxes and your coyote mask and that go down that avenue, then you're not gonna be able to make an all red build because you're gonna have to choose an armor core or a skill tier. Well, at least you got an excuse to use an armor core, but for now, there are gonna be a few builds, all red builds, that will be held back by this not being the way it's supposed to be. I don't know what to tell you guys. So it's almost fixed. It's almost fixed. I don't know. So quickly go through these patch notes. Some of this stuff you should have been anticipating. So as a temporary solution, they have reduced shrapnel trap efficiency in PvP. You should have known about that. That's highly anticipated for our brothers in the PvP side of things. So the store, the premium credits were spent instead of textiles when buying from the in-game store. So that was a big boo-boo there. So it looks like they fixed that, fixed an issue where add and remove options would appear when attempting to buy items that were more expensive. It looks like they nerfed the bosses in Tidal Basin Legendary Stronghold. So that's a big one. I don't know exactly how much they reduce HP on them, but we'll just have to test that out, shall we? Okay, so fix the issue where the Doctor's Home exotic rifle is not working in PvP. Well, you know, it shouldn't be an issue because nobody has that. Does anybody have the Doctor's Home exotic rifle? And if so, how did you get it? The rest of us are waiting for the manhunt to be finished. Fix an issue where all high-end assault rifles had rifle damage as a core attribute. Okay, so let's take a look. So these are assault rifles. They got assault rifle damage, assault rifle damage. The Kingbreaker is a big one, and mine has assault rifle damage, so that has been resolved. Back to the patch notes. So fix an issue where the closer Xena chest piece was missing an attribute. So let's take a quick peek at that. There it is. There we have it. So we have our main core attribute, 2 minor core attributes, and our talent. So this issue has been resolved. Okay, so fix an issue where die slots weren't functional on gear pieces from the Umbra gear set. Okay, so I did test this already, and there are some pieces are working, some pieces aren't. So if we look here, as you can see, I've already tested this one, and I can change my backpack die slot, so that's cool. And the chest piece is also changed. The gloves are changed as well, but the knee pads are bugged. As you can see, like I can't access the appearance slot. You can change the die slot sometimes not. It's basically off page, and the mask is too. It's just basically off page. So that's sort of fixed, sort of not, depending on what platform. I think the icon wasn't showing up here, and so now we have the Busy Bee icon here in our menu, so that's fixed. Let's look at these UI issues real quick. So the signature weapons were all missing before. Did you notice that? You had no signature weapon before? Now you do. So if we just inspect my character here and turn him around, as you can see, I actually hid my special weapon. So for options, and then down here, show signature weapon, I have it off. There we go. All right, so now I have it on my backpack. You see it there? So there it is on my backpack. So that's how you turn it on and off, and it's sort of confusing because I never go to that menu. So there were some apparel items that were dropping, you know, in gameplay, like that scary doll chest piece as an example, but that's not a real gear piece. They fixed that apparently. And also, so if you were playing some of the leagues, this might have affected you. So there were some legacy or season 9 hidden alliance caches that were being rewarded instead of season 10 caches. So look for some replacements there. You might want to check your stash mailbox. So they didn't mention this in the notes, but also some of the skins weren't working. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, so if you purchase the rewards track season pass, okay, so then you get all this stuff on the bottom row. So down here were these skins. You see that skin like the right there? So there were a bunch of cool skins this season, guys. I was actually really excited about them. And so some of them weren't working. And so I have here the weapons that they weren't working for. So one of them was the D50, and this is the new skin for the D50. How cool is that? And I use a D50 a lot, so I was actually pretty stoked about this. Sort of looks different than I actually thought it was gonna look, but still came out pretty cool. They all come out very polished, high polished. And what I mean is shiny. So, here's the carbine. This one's called circuit board. I actually like this one. They gave us 2. So the Surge is a circuit board, and then they gave us this one, which is called the Cardinal. Both are pretty cool. Which one do you like better? This one's pretty neat. I actually like the detail on this one better. Like, look at the detail there. That is cool. The details are really cool, but I gotta say the circuit board, like in combat and stuff like that, it's got a higher contrast. So I like this one. I think if you want to need something a little bit more flashy, because it's noticeable, you know, that fluorescent. We got that one, and then as you can see, we got the blood honey for the ACR. Anyways, that's that. So one of the other things I wanted to point out is that polarity switch is active, and so this is the one where you got different colors, and you know, if your color matches up, you're gonna do a lot of damage. If it doesn't match up, you're gonna get crap damage. So yeah, it basically works like that. So this is the rewards track, so you want to play this so you can get these, and then you definitely want to get your exotics so that you have more components for your expertise. And then I'm going to show you that the whole idea basically is to farm, level up your character so that you can get those red stars, and when you get a bunch of red stars, you can come in here and buy these. And so let's talk about the summit and whether it was nerfed or not. So I'm back here at the known issues board. So I put out a video on the summit, the possibility of it getting nerfed. As you can see, is still under investigating. So they did not change the summit floor 10 as part of patch 16.1. So you are safe. The summit is still out there to be farmed. And the reason why I am bringing it up is because one of the best ways to take advantage of these, especially this event, like if you're not a big fan of this event, then turn it on, go to the summit floor 10 and play that, get a bunch of red stars, and then come here and then you buy your named item caches or your exotic caches. So it's one of the best ways to get red stars is floor 10. I gotta say that. And I'll tell you, I prefer to play the game. I do, and not sit there in floor 10 because I'm farming. I'm always testing builds, play the event and farm at the same time, and that's what I like to do. But there's nothing faster than the summon. It's just the reality of it, you know. And so, you know, maybe you should take advantage of it while it's here. What did you guys think? What do you guys think about this holster? Are you ready to use it? You got builds in mind for it? I can't wait to share with you the builds that I have for this holster. They're going to be hot and they're coming at you.
Tuxedo out.